I'm super stoked to have you on here just because of not only like our past connection with similar coaches inside the Tom Ferry organization. I think that's killer. The type of people you meet in these in these different coaching organizations, you don't know who you're going to bump into, who you're going to meet down the road.
Oh my goodness. No, I just got followed by this couple from The Bachelor. Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna shout them out. Yeah, 2 verified people just followed me yesterday with the same last name. I'm like, who the fuck are y'all?
Oh, there we go.
And I was like, oh, our coach told us about you.
Right.
Okay. So now I got connections just because let me see. What's her name? So, I'm not making shit up. Jason Mesnick and Molly Mesnick.
Okay.
Maybe you should go after the actors and actresses.
They're both over 100,000 and their bio says, yes, we're from Bachelor. It's like, oh,
no way.
That's cool.
I was like, that's how I don't know who you are.
That's how I don't know.
I haven't had that happen recently or ever, but.
What platform is that on?
Instagram.
Nice. Yeah, we were just talking about that. So 45K on Instagram, 1.5 mil on TikTok. Now, so a little fun fact, my wife kind of got semi-famous on TikTok. She has 150,000 followers. So she's at 10% of your capacity. But man, some of her friends that are other professionals on there promoting themselves, they'll like go to resorts, but they'll be like, hey, I'm an influencer. Do you have an influencer price? Have you had any of that happen yet in your local town? Do they have like a steak named after you or something?
No, not at all. No. And I honestly, I turned down almost all of it. Yeah. Unless they're sending me something. Like if they're like, yo, we're going to send you some clothes, and I'll look at the website and be like, yeah, your clothes are nice.
They're socks and they want me to return them after I wore them for a week.
Dog, I get some of the weirdest requests. And for shit has nothing to do like, hey, we got this local coffee shop. Will you come in here and drink coffee every day? No. Oh, okay. Like that was our partnership. You get to drink coffee free as long as you come every day. I'm like,
that sounds so inconvenient.
No, that sounds awful.
Can you deliver your coffee to me every day?
Yeah, just like, but honestly, man, it's kind of, yes, it's 1,000% a route you can go. And kind of what we alluded to earlier on the call, and we'll dive deeper into at the actual physical event, is I had the ability to go down that influencer route to, just be co-marketing and brand deals and, work off of that. And quite honestly, it's not as fun of a space as it was maybe just 3 or 4 years ago, just because, man, it's weird. Like 4 years ago, I was selling homes via Facebook. No one had Facebook.
Oh, I remember that
5 years ago. Like people forget, like that's not very far away. Like Instagram was like, what? Like Facebook business page was like, okay, Marianne's doing what she can. But like, if you had an Instagram, you're like, come on, you're wasting your damn time.
Yeah.
Now lawyers and plumbers and your mom all have TikTok.
Right.
The kids app that everyone was dancing on before COVID. And you're like, ew, stupid. Now everyone's like, my money don't jiggle, it full. Like,
oh, yeah.
I said that while I was walking the boardwalk. We were shooting a video at the Rehoboth Boardwalk in Delaware. And it just popped in my head. I was like, my money don't jiggle. And 2 separate people walking the opposite direction toward me were like, it falls. I'm like, what is this world we live in now?
That's crazy. I remember that too. I'm like, this TikTok app, I thought it was to promote games and stuff.
Yeah.
But
their branding really was terrible.
My favorite is what's going on? I say that often in my house. I'm like,
what's going on? Hey guys, hey, thought I would jump on. Like,
yeah. Thank you so much, Diane. I like that whole one too.
Yeah.
Like, dude, it's so funny. That culture is wild. But, what inspired you to just pop off on TikTok or kind of take it more serious?
I made videos. My first time ever making videos for like people's entertainment was when I was deployed to Afghanistan. It was actually when Vine was out. But I didn't make Vines. I just watched them, but I would make small clips on like Instagram and stuff like that. And they would do well amongst my friends, my small little 300 following. It would do well. Right. But there was no push. There was no sharing. There was no virality. Like at the time, if I knew, Vine had, but either way. And so I got away from that. I opened a soccer league when I got back from deployment because I missed soccer and no one had like a 20-year-old to 30-year-old league. It was all like 40 plus or you're 18. I'm like, I'm neither. So I made a league for young adults and I got to make videos again to market it. I was like, this is fun. And then when I got into real estate, I noticed no one did it. And it wasn't until 2-3 years in that TikTok even came along. My buddy Rob Bogle, who was my personal trainer at the time and still good buddy, he said in October of 2018, we're talking a minute ago, and he was like, yo, I think you should get TikTok. My girl's got it. It just got bought by some company Musically, and you'd be great at it. And he remembered the times I was deployed and did all the funny shit. He said, you do that again. The stuff you did with Soccer League. You do with this. Everyone can see it. It's like, yeah, I'll do that. I was like, that's the kids dancing app. Heck no. Same thing happened 2 more times, and I finally got it. I actually shot a video for him that went semi-viral. It got like 60,000 views. Oh, wow. He was like, dude, you'll never guess. Your video got 60,000. I was like, what? I was like, where? He's like, TikTok. I was like, that's nuts. And to be honest, I just started making videos. Like, scroll to the bottom. Like, I didn't delete anything. It'll take you a while, but it's shitty. It's just kind of throwing spaghetti noodles at the wall and seeing what sticks. Yeah. So, but my inspiration behind it, and I'll kind of just cut it off as this, is I love being where others aren't. I love being where others aren't. And that's what's kind of actually taken a little bit of the love away from me in the form of TikTok and Instagram. And I've had to shift my ways because there's just so many people out here jumping on a sound, jumping on a trend that'll have, and they'll be like, I got 250,000 views. I'm like, who the fuck cares?
Right.
Like, how many clients did you get? You know, was your voice involved? How about your face? Does anyone know what the hell you do? Where you are? Who cares if some people, I have 11% of my TikTok following is in Australia. Right? So I was like, what am I supposed to do with that?
Not reaching out.
Yeah, exactly. But the inspiration was to be new on, to be where some other people weren't. That was the same with Instagram. It was the same with Clubhouse. It was the same with all that. And now guess what my addiction is now?
Oh, what is it?
I'm door knocking 4 times a week.
Door knocking.
Fortnite. Okay.
Door knock, not Fortnite. No.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Door knock.
Big difference.
We're back to the basics, it sounds like.
When everybody is doing one thing, you got to find the other thing. Like
That's
when everyone
Warren
was,
Buffett says.
when there's blood in the streets, there's money to be made or something like that. Yeah. When everyone is happy about something, be fearful. When everyone's fearful, be excited, something like that.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's like Gary Vee had said one point, he day trades attention. And so when my TikToks are getting like 300,000 views for a split second, I thought, I'm like, why would I make phone calls? This doesn't make sense. Yeah. But now that there's so many more creators and so many people, and this is a weird thing to say, using video as an excuse to not lead generate anymore. Ooh. And that's a weird conundrum to even bring up, but it's happening. Now I'm like, I get a listing appointment every time I door knock.
Yep.
Every neighborhood I door knock, I've gotten a listing appointment at the very least. Right. I just got a $500,000 one. He's going to buy 300 grand somewhere else. And he's been getting mail too. He's been seeing videos on YouTube. He told me all about it. And he's like, you're the first realtor I actually talked to though.
Whoa. Yeah.
In this world of like, there's a million things going on. CNN's got one, Fox, MSNBC, everybody. Heck, BBC's probably getting in on the news. Like real estate's trending. The American real estate market's fucking trending. Yeah. So with a lot of info going on and a lot of people hiding behind their phones, we're taking to the streets and it's working.
Dude, I love that.
That is awesome. That's what Grant Cardone says in his book. He's like, do what others won't.
Exactly. And other people weren't doing video and we were getting buku bucks from video. Now everyone's doing video. We're still getting money from video. Don't get me wrong. We'll still pummel anyone to the ground in our local area in the video world. Don't get it twisted. But when I'm spending my extra time, it's door knocking. It's training agents. It's getting nitty gritty because that's what's working right now.
And I think too, one of the first things that Ryan loves to talk about whenever we bring up your name is the awesome production style videos you put together for some of these listings.
Oh, those listing videos are crazy. Like, what does the seller say when you come in with a flamethrower?
Yeah,
man, we've robbed houses, flamethrowers. We've obviously like fallen in pools. We had a taser. I mean, we've done a lot of shit. We brought a horse in for one. We have some other ones that are planned. We did a horror movie one with all the serial killers.
I like the one when you're in a helicopter and you're like running through the woods or whatever, and there's like a fire.
But I'm cool with doing that. I have a drone, not a helicopter.
Oh, it was a drone. Oh, okay.
Maybe it was a drone shot. There was one of me in the woods. Yeah.
In the woods. Yeah.
So that's actually my favorite listing video ever because we literally listed a lot of land and did a listing video for it. And it did really well. And I was like, we can fucking sell dirt. Like, give us your house.
Crazy.
We'll make anything a video. I love
we can
that.
make anything content. But yeah, it's fun making those videos. And that's where I draw the line as to where should you be putting your time? You got to enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah.
So if you just, slave over the thought of even making one video for your story, I wouldn't start putting the marketing budget into putting out listing videos like that.
Exactly. And what's cool too is you have all this like all this content backlogged on your Facebook wherever you post it. So when you go door knock, and then what's your exchange at the door?
Oh man, so okay. So the exchange for one, and then let me tell you how, going back to, we're still stomping people into the ground, but we're doing it more tactically.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So get this. So when we door knock, we are bringing market updates. That's all we're bringing. We want to be very clear. We are not selling shit. If someone has a no soliciting sign, I knock on it. And I've had people say, I have a no soliciting sign. And I say, I'm not soliciting. Here's what the market's doing. Have a great day. And walk off. Like, call the police. Go ahead. They haven't. But literally, even in neighborhoods that say no soliciting, if soliciting is finding a sale, and if you're bringing information, valuable information, which in this market it is, we're not finding issues. And our conversation is straight up, hey, Mr. Homeowner, wanted to show you what the housing market was doing right now and ask you one quick question. Who do you know that's looking to move out of this neighborhood? I don't say who's looking to sell. I don't say, who do you know that's who do you know that's looking to get out of the neighborhood?
Yeah.
Kind of a little drama-y. What have you heard? What's going on the Facebook group page in the neighborhood? Who's looking to get out?
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know. And just to be clear, what price point would make you want to get out of the neighborhood? And that one always just leads to a conversation if they're interested. And if not, they'll say, I'm not going to sell. And that's great. But really just boom, here's the information. You can leave it at that. But the really cool part is we put a QR code at the bottom of it to find their home's value. It's nice and big and bold, arrow that points to it, all that. And it says, scan this to see the magic happen. And they're like, what's the fucking magic? Oh, yeah. I don't care if they put their information in. That doesn't matter. Once they hit the link, they activate my Facebook pixel and my Google tag. And they are now going to see YouTube videos about selling their home and how easy it is with Loft. And the next month we go back, the conversations are great because I know who scanned the QR code.
Right.
I had a dude tell me to fuck off 2 months ago.
There you go.
Yeah. One-armed guy said, fuck off with his one hand. And said, get out of here. And I was like, all right. I gave him the document, said, sorry, walked off, came back again. He's like, I don't want what you guys are selling. I was like, I'm not selling anything, sir. Just want to let you know what the market's doing, how much your home could sell for. Fuck off. I'm like, okay. And I going back to this neighborhood, third time, we take the same routes. We go as a team, but we take the same routes. We hit the same houses, start building that rapport. And I see the house and he's in his pole barn. I'm like, do I even walk up to this guy? I'm not going to walk up to this guy. And then there's this pushing me. And I stem this from a book by David Goggins. I forget what it's even called. Get hard or stay hard or can't hurt me.
How to stay hard, right?
How to stay hard. I think that's a Viagra slogan, but God. I think it's can't hurt me. And he has this side of him that I've been training myself on for so long. And honestly, it's what's got me into the gym is holding yourself accountable like you're holding someone else accountable. Ooh. And I knew in my head, if I had another agent saying, I'm not going to walk up that driveway, I'd say, walk up that fucking driveway right now. So I told myself, you better walk up that fucking driveway right now. And the moment he locked eyes with me, he smiled. He said, Zach. And I was like, Joe, what's going on, buddy?
One-armed Joe, what's up?
Yeah, one-armed Joe, what's going on? He said, man, I got to tell you, I didn't realize you guys were so popular. So with me, he said, ever since you came back this last time, I've seen your commercials everywhere. You guys are really doing a lot of stuff. What do you really think this thing could sell for? We're looking to move down to the beaches here soon.
Oh, man, mind blown.
Come in.
So these videos that only have 1,000 views, 800 views on our YouTube are coming from paid sources of remarketing lists from our on the ground efforts, the business cards being handed out, the QR codes on the documentation, the stuff we're handing out at open houses, networking events. We're all getting them into the same place. Our Google PPC, our Facebook and Instagram organic, the link on my TikTok bio, everything's bringing people to the same place that are getting hit by that same tag. So they're going to start seeing shit.
I am telling you, Zach is brilliant when it comes to getting people to, like your buyer seminars. I remember we ran those buyer seminars. You're like, no, you just got to send them the link and ask them to share it on Facebook. And I think that time we got like 85 shares and
Love it.
32 people showed up to our buyer seminar.
That's awesome.
The conversation we had beforehand with our vendors was, hey guys, if no one shows up, it's okay. We do these all the time. It's no big deal. We had a video of everybody walking in. There was a line outside. And it's
I love it.
And it's because you're so tactical with these things. I think it's, I always like to say you should have like multiple ways to retarget one situation.
Mousetraps.
Like set up the mousetrap and let them just fall right into it. I do similar things for open houses. I love that on door knocking though. That's something new, at least like the retargeting aspect of it.
Yeah. And then imagine too, you set up the remarketing. Now we're growing this audience with this new tag that we're using, but once I get it above like 10,000 active users, I'm going to set up final mile content or like that last stretch of the, you guys ever watch the Kentucky Derby? You're out there in the Midwest. You probably go nuts over it. So yeah, everyone stops for the greatest 2 minutes in all sports. But that whole race, there's a lot that has to be done. But where's the most effort put in? Right. In the last stretch, final stretch. Yep. You could hug the rail, hug in the back. Last guy was like a fucking 13th, then end up in the final stretch. Like craziest examples this past one. Everybody in the form of top of funnel content, middle of funnel content, bottom of funnel content, puts all their effort on the top.
Right.
To get
every bit of it.
Yeah.
Reels, stories, put out content, got to have pictures, got to go live, got to do this, got to do that, got to do that. What's the video you're sending your seller when you're about to go to the listing appointment when they are interviewing for other people that's going to set you apart before they even meet with any of them?
You got to close it.
Yeah.
What's the video that you have on recording of your seminar and advertising the recorded seminar with PDFs and checklists and things to do and the vendors you need to know all in one pretty packet being advertised to everybody in your sphere? Or getting a data mined list of all the homeowners that you can get in your area. Different platforms do better for different areas. Remine is a good one for our area for data. So Remine or any of the
Property Radar,
OFFRS.com offers without an E. They're good for data mining. And just hitting them with the list of talking about selling your first home.
Right.
This is something we are just starting with our agents and training them on is you guys are no longer just home salesmen. All right. As of the last 3 years, you're now financial advisors. You're financial advisors. You have your friend from high school, Idiot Billy, you called him. And now, because he bought a home 3.5 years ago with his girl, they now have 120 grand. Billy's never seen $120. Now he goes to sell. This is no longer just, I want to upgrade my lifestyle. Because most people, when they sold and bought, they're like, okay, I'll take the 20 grand in equity I have from here. I'll use a down payment over here and we'll call it nice.
Yep.
The fuck do I do with 200 grand, Dad? I don't know. I've never had 200 grand. Like you're dealing with a whole now, these middle class, the average, even the above average, making 80 grand both, dual income, no kids, 80 grand a month or a year. But now their $300,000 home is worth 620. Like, shit, what do we do with this? We need to become financial advisors. So I'm fully behind running first-time seller seminars.
That's a good point.
First-time seller. And also, if I'm a seller right now, and this is something you should touch on, why would I sell? Have an honest conversation. And I tell you right now, I might run an ad tomorrow. It says, here's why you shouldn't sell your home if you own one right now.
Oh, a little reverse psychology.
Yeah, but bring up the real reasons.
Right.
Don't be shitty about it. Hey, do you have a 3, 2, 4% interest rate? Do you want to move into a 7% interest rate? How about instead we cash out, refi, or HELOC your money and get you 2 investment properties?
Oh, there we go.
And that's what I've been telling people too. Like, keep that property with the low interest rate. Rent it out if you need to buy another house, take a HELOC or whatever the case is for the next property, get you the house that you really want, but you've got this asset here to the side and you can let it grow and
you got to know the
money to the bank.
You got to know the moves to make right now. This is not my brother's mother's babysitters, a realtor. I'm going to use them market. This is not. No. And frankly, that's why since May, it was the first month where the amount of realtors in America started trending down. It's going to, I mean, I think it's going to absolutely catapult.
1,000%.
Right.
I mean, it's going to, I don't think it'll go down 1,000%. I think that's mathematically impossible, but it'll go down.
We'll be down.
There'll be none. We'll have negative realtors.
Gone.
We'll have people going around saying no. But either way,
for sale by owners. That's how you get negative.
well, yeah. And we'll have a market that's going to shift. There's iBuyers are still going to be a thing. There's still going to be these platforms trying to buy places up. And there's going to be this market for the next, honestly, 3 years minimum.
Right.
The Fed rate would have to do something dramatic and unprecedented that they haven't already said they're going to do, which is we're going to rate hike until mid 2023.
Right.
They're already above pace. They were trying to be on pace for like a 6.5 by the end of this year. We're already at it.
Yep.
We're knocking at the door of it because they're already talking about doing another one in July for the same 0.75 points.
Right. And I think too, like to your credit of staying in your house now, doing like pulling out some equity, rolling it into an investment because rates are going up, but housing prices are still going up. There's
exactly.
Still low
Even
inventory.
if you're just buying another house right now, it's an investment property.
Yeah. Let's talk about finances 101, like supply and demand, when we're talking about these things.
If you bring more value than you're paid, you will make way more than you ever asked for.
Agreed.
So if you can bring the value up front, like go back. I don't know if the book's over there. Jab, 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 right hook. It was one of the first books I ever even laid hands on in the social media scape. And it just clearly stated, bring value, fuck the ask.
Yeah.
And all I had read were books that said, make the ask, make the close. Here's 78 ways to close the deal. Here's the pen close, the spill close, the hat close, the negative close. I'm like, okay. And he's like, bring value.
Mm-hmm.
And the loyalty of bringing actual value is nuts. I still have people in my life that are either paying me money or bringing me personal value based. Guys, I'm going to get to meet one of my idols the week after I leave you guys. As long as this part's not on recording, I get to have dinner with Gary V next month. That's going to be fucking dope. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the guy
should have invested into Uber, but other than that.
But that's a testament to the person who's hosting the event. I spoke for him for free because he needed someone last second, and now he's making it up for me on the second event, and now it's exploded, and he has Gary V headlining it. He said, come to dinner with us. And I was like,
oh, man.
Amazing.
I never could have paid for that opportunity, but because of the value that was perceived, I'm not saying go out and speak for free. The situation presented itself where it made sense.
Okay.
But the moral of anything is if you can be the first person to bring the real information and the person truly believes you're in it for them, not just in it for getting a home sale, you'll win them. And right now is 2009 and 10. I think we've already been past 2008 in the retrospect of, is this the crash? We've passed the shock, like crypto's at an all-time low. Wall Street's falling, recession's here. People are getting laid off. It's already happened.
Yes.
We're walking into 2009 to 2013. That's going to be shrunk down into 2 years. And the people who won every year after that were the people that were in the trenches, bringing value, being the light at the end of the tunnel, being real. While everyone else fell off, they were the one lone one left. And when everything else opened up, guess who they went to?
Yeah.
The people running your market.
Exactly.
It's funny too, when you were doing your marketing update the other day, it's not all doom and gloom. There's still good things in this market for buyers too. Of like, hey, now you have more to choose from. Now you're not having to waive appraisals, inspections, pay $30,000 over. So there's still some really good stuff for the buyers in the market. What would you say to the people who are like, hey, I don't want to spend $500 more a month for the same house?
I would say the same exact thing. In fact, if you said, hey, here's one Xbox, here's another Xbox, one's 600, one's 1,000, which one are you buying?
Yeah.
You're buying the 600. The problem, Mr. Buyers, the 600 one is not available anymore. And the big thing about this Xbox is it's going to be worth 1,200 in 2 years. So here's the thing. We can wait until it's 1,200, or we can own it when it goes to 1,200.
There you go.
You're going to be renting regardless. And also rent tends to be 350 to 400 over what a mortgage is. So you're probably going to be spending that extra 500 somewhere else and not getting the equity off of it.
Yeah. Let's remember, renting is 100% interest.
It is
what they say.
And what sucks right now, and I think the mortgage world is going to have to figure out its footing in this, is there are people who are paying rent and they can't get approved for the same mortgage payment, which is, I think, happening as we scale up and percentages are becoming, 1% is a lot different when everything is worth $150,000 more.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think there's got to be some shifting done in the mortgage world. But right now, I'd say to that person that you're going to be gaining equity. If you look at any map or at financial map, calculator, anything.
Yeah.
Owning the home is going to be the better investment than renting.
So I think, something that these agents can put their sights on looking forward. I mean, there's a high dropout rate for real estate agents in this industry. Yeah. And just because interest rates are spiking doesn't necessarily dictate if there's going to be a market crash or not. I think just getting back to the basics, honing in.
Can we go back to that real quick?
Yeah.
There's not going to be a market crash. I hate that we even keep using that word.
Exactly.
Ryan, what runs through your head when you think crash? Like first thing pops in your head. I say market crash. What do you think?
Homes decreasing in price.
Okay. What do you think, Dave? Like, what's the first thing? Just feeling that comes like a market crash. Like, what do you think?
I think disarray, economies collapsed, and shortage of housing.
Yeah,
or influx,
or no buyers.
Yeah, absolutely.
No buyers.
And all these
chaos,
words are
anarchy.
Yeah, chaos. No buyers. The home prices go down. Everything. And every time someone describes a crash, they describe 2008.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, everything that happened in 2008 has been fixed. All right. Buyers who can't afford mortgages can't buy them. Adjustable rate mortgages have not started to get handed out up until recently, again, with 7 and 10 year caps and variables that they can go minimum and maximum on with their percentages. They can't say 16% now. Mm-hmm. All right. We're not in a situation. And I had to have this conversation with a seller because he was like, well, what if 2008 happens again and I'm fucked? I said, let's go through a scenario right now. Let's say you own this home and 2008 happens again. What are you going to do? He said, what do you mean I'm going to do? I said, what are you going to do? He said, I don't know. I said, are you going to sell your house? He said, why would I sell my house? I said, why would you sell your house? I said, your mortgage isn't going to change because you don't have an ARM. You still have a job. We're not seeing a large drop off in jobs right now. In fact, the house or job market is still going up, except for real estate companies, like we'd said, like Compass and a few others that dropped some people. So you're not going to move. Don't you think that's largely going to be what most homeowners do? Why would you up and sell a property when it loses value? You would keep it until it goes back up, especially because your mortgage payment's not going to change. So I guess you're right. I said, at the mass, no one's going to move. And that's what's starting to happen. We're having a slower seller's market. It's not going to crash. We're at the opposite end economically of what a crash even is by definition, which is way too much supply and not enough demand.
Yep.
And that's what's happened to crypto. People are like, shit, I need real stuff. Get out of here. And it's crashed because there's a heavy supply and there hasn't been as much demand.
Did you hear what happened to my boy Trevor Lawrence from the Jacksonville Jaguars?
No. Did he lose a lot of money?
He was the #1 athlete. He put his whole signing bonus on crypto in 3 different crypto accounts. Went from 24 million on his signing bonus to 8.6 million. He had like a 63%.
But I'll say the same thing. I'll say the same. Hold. Like there's no reason to sell anything. Mm-hmm. There's no reason to. And even in again, this is a situation where my crypto account, I know a lot of people. I had hundreds of thousands in crypto. And it is no longer hundreds of thousands. All right. I get it. But the thing about it is there's nothing emotionally keeping me from just keeping it. I don't have to sell it. Right. I don't have to sell. I'm going to wait it out. So especially in a situation where your home price isn't going to go down, why are you going to sell? Interest rates are going up. Why would you want to upgrade to another home? So we're going to slow down, but we're definitely not seeing a crash. We're going to see inventory become scarce because people don't want to move. People don't, but they're going to have to. There's going to be things that happen that require it. So it's still going to have motion, but we're so on the other side of the scale when it comes to what could cause a crash.
Right. And for investors, are you buying more houses if you're an investor right now?
I closed on a flip 2 weeks ago.
I closed on mine today.
If the numbers work, the numbers work in any market.
Yeah. Oh, what's that saying you got, David?
Yeah. What was it? I said it so good yesterday. It's in our market update.
He said,
a good deal is a good deal is a good deal, no matter what market you're in. If the numbers math out, you're going to buy it. Like it also goes down to, is it a seller's market or a buyer's market? Buyer's market is when you can buy low and sell high, and the seller's market's when you could sell high and buy low. But right now we're in a situation where we know the market prices are going to keep going up. So you technically are still in a buyer state of mind as an investor because prices will continue to go up. That is correct.
Love it.
Yeah, rent's going up. So
you got to look at the indicators. I mean, 1 month supply is what we have in Kansas City right now. of inventory. And, we got to get closer to 6 months of inventory to even start tipping towards it flipping to a non-seller's market.
Last year at this same time, the average home price was $310,000. Now it's $343,000
Wow.
in Kansas City.
So, I mean,
You just made 35K.
and we had people like even 2 years ago saying, well, what if the market crashes? Hesitant to buy.
Now they got 100K in equity.
Exactly. And that brings us back to what we opened this conversation up with. We're financial advisors now. Hey, I'm so sorry you bought that house and now you have $100,000 in potential equity you can cash out on. Let me help you make that decision, I guess. Right.
Yeah. And a lot of agents are selling those homes are either A, not going to be around, or B, aren't financially qualified to make those choices or give that advice.
Yeah.
So I would say the brand and the front facing, knowledge should be, hey, you own a home? What should you do? What are all the options? What I tell people, and this is my way into the door of giving them a CMA, is like, let me just tell you what it's worth so you have the knowledge so you can make a better next strategic move.
Right.
Absolutely.
Exactly right. Well, Zach, I thank you so much for coming on here, man. Is there something that maybe we could give to the viewers that have hung on this long and listened to us? Maybe a copy of that PDF flyer of your door knocking, with the QR code. Could we maybe get something like that, or like a template, or just a little treat for them?
If you had that buyer seminar, what you used to do for those two, that would be pretty cool. Because I keep telling people, we got like 30 people through, and we did Zach's plan, and this is what we did. That'd be dope.
You already got it. You already know how to do it.
Not in PDF format.
Yeah.
Make your own PDF.
Exactly.
Your system will be a little bit different from ours. I would say you don't need to learn anymore. Just take what worked and do it again.
Yeah.
Sure.
Take exactly what worked, and especially if you're going the DMing method, you're going to have let me see. How do I share the template? I know I can do that. You're in a situation where, you got you space it out. You can't be DMing people every week, but if you're doing it once a quarter, once every 2.5 months, like all that, like that's going to be no issue at all.
Yeah.
Sharing you the template link right there.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll make that downloadable for anybody that's tuning into this, and in preparation for you coming to our event. I know you're going to light it up. You got tons of knowledge to drop. We can go on and on.
He was on the stage at Tom Ferry's event, right? And then you had like a local one or something like that where you got up with some badass agents from across the country. This was a few months ago.
You just been on tour so long.
They all run together a little bit at some point, man. But we've been able to travel quite a bit. We've been able to go quite a few places, speak on a lot of stages, meet a lot of cool people.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Well, love it, Zach. Appreciate your time, buddy. If you ever need anything from us, feel free to reach out. We are totally on board.
Can't wait to see you guys.